Fantastic. All right. It's nice to finally meet you. How are things?
Doing pretty good. I've been just getting the hang of everything that you emailed over, the two different schedules. And I think I'm going to go with your suggestion on holding off until November.
Fantastic.
And just to give myself some extra time, because you can always use extra time to study.
Of course. And that allows you more to achieve your fullest potential. So that's fantastic to hear.
Exactly.
Great. So I'm happy to support you however I can. Are there any particular challenges that you're facing right now in terms of getting started?
I know that games are still my hardest. Even when it comes to, now the simpler games I can build the game up and get through it, because a lot of it I know are basically, if you just follow the rules, you can answer the questions. But some of the more difficult games I started studying, like multilinear games, and those are, I'm going to say, a challenge right now. Reading comp, I'm going to say, is probably where I'm going to kill it, where I'm really good at. And even with LR, I feel pretty good about it. There's some things on LR that I know I can improve, but games are definitely my weakest.
Sure. Well, I've got plenty on games inside the course, and the good news is that games are the most learnable and perfectible section.
Good.
Actually. So that's good news. If that's your problem area, you have plenty of room to improve from there. So that's fantastic. I would just say, follow the schedule, work through the games by type, use the explanations, and you'll get there.
That sounds good. So I think that's where I'm going to try to spend, since I know that's where my weak side is, I'm going to try to spend more time on the games and really trying to build from there. And one thing I do notice, as long as you understand a lot of things from LR, like the, with the sufficient and necessary, and there's a lot of, everything's very similar. If you can kind of get that, you can kind of get the games as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So much of it carries over with conditionality, the counterpositives, diagramming. It's not a huge part of LR, but what there is in LR does translate directly over to logic games. And then the funny thing is that reading comp and logical reasoning relate quite a bit as well, because difficult, dense passages, finding the main point, extracting that, it carries over. And then so many of the weird types of questions in reading comp have analogs in logical reasoning, like parallel, strengthen, weaken, main point too even.
And I do have a subscription to The Economist just to kind of give myself more dense reading, and just also staying up with everything that's going on right now in politics and everything too. So I think it's kind of a win-win for both. Fantastic.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're doing all the right things and you're allowing a good amount of time to study. So I have no doubt that you'll get there.
Do you think the closer I get into November, I should look at like more one-on-one tutoring if I'm still having a lot of issues with games?
Yeah, as it gets closer, if you find that there are certain areas you just can't crack on your own, then definitely reach out. I'll do what I can to help. Either maybe we could explore the possibility of working together, or I could refer you to someone else, depending on what the nature of what it is that you're looking to do. But yeah, definitely be open to the possibility. But you've got the course for now and you just got that. So I would start there and dive into that.
Yes. And I think too, I'm just trying to make sure, as far as, should I start focusing more on the practice test and what you gave me, or should I continue the homework too?
Well, practice tests are going to be useful later in the schedule after you've already built the solid foundation. So if you have the exams, use them. Why not? But if those resources weren't working for you, then I would say, of course, use my stuff.
It was more of I knew I needed something different, because they explain a little bit, but it's not a really good explanation. And that's when I started, I follow you on Facebook and also Instagram, and I just like how you explain things a little bit better. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to jump on this.
Cool. Well, I'm glad to have you on board. And if you need anything moving forward, feel free to reach out.
Thank you.
Of course, Cora. Anything else for today?
I think that's it. It's just making sure I'm on the right path. I'm doing what I should be. Especially, I feel better now that I've honed in that I am going to move the test to November. And so I have that, just that extra month of studying, because I want to make sure to get a good score, because I'm going for, like everybody else, you want to get a scholarship, but I'm not going for a top 25 tier school. I'm going for a school that I'm a non-traditional student. I'm going to be taking night classes. I found a school who does that, so I can still work full time.
Excellent. Yeah, well, it's good that you'll achieve that balance. You'll have that balance going forward. Now, the next few months, you'll have that balance in law school as well.
Right.
So this is a good way to simulate that in practice.
Exactly. But other than that, I think I'm on the right path. So thank you so much for reaching out and helping too.
Of course. No, my pleasure, Cora. Glad we connected. If you need anything moving forward, feel free to reach out.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Steve.
My pleasure. Take care.
Take care.
Bye. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.